Alright, should get on. There we go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris, and this is Barman 11970. Thank you for taking the time to check out this video. And as you can see by the title of this video, we have riots going on in Charlotte, North Carolina. And if you're not familiar with this scenario, there was a 43-year-old black man, and I'll just use the first name Keith, that for whatever reason was in trouble with the cops, and he was shot and killed. Now, you could see there are riots going on in Charlotte, a lot of Black Lives Matter movements they're saying. Now, the ironic part is the police officer who shot this person was also an African American. So it wasn't a white on black crime or anything like that. And they did try and warn him. Supposedly he was armed. Now, whether this story, because we all know how the mainstream media likes to change things, or it could be scripted, who knows. But I'm not going to focus on that because to me that's irrelevant. It's what's going on. And I'm going to show a little bit of a live footage. And there's some people setting fires in the middle of the road. So obviously, with fair use, I can only show a little bit, but the link will be posted in the description below, so check it out. And then I'm going to give my opinion about this stuff because, I mean, it's quite ironic. The video I made yesterday, which didn't get a lot of views at all, is going to be coming into play a little bit here. So let me show you a little bit of what's going on. Obviously, I don't need any sound. Like I say, a picture is worth 1,000 words. So let me hit play on this. And again, the link is in the description. And as you can see, this is one of the main highways. And people, let's see if we can get it closer. There we go. People are looting the trucks and starting what soon will be a massive fire. Now, I've been talking about the fact that people just don't seem to understand the consequences for their actions. Now, whether this is a staged event or whether there's people that are hired to be there, whether it's 100% legit, it doesn't really matter to me. It matters to the fact that proves my point that people do not actually pay attention to the consequences of their actions. Because let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen. Do you think anyone in government right now, and Obama's already given speeches about this, and he will, I'm sure, be interviewed even further in the next couple of days. Do you think anybody in the government's going to see this and say, oh, okay, they're very angry, so even though they destroyed public property and stole things from trucks and caused riots, we're going to make life better for them? Or do you think they're going to all of a sudden make things more restrictive? They're going to create more laws? And have we gotten to the point now? I mean, let me tell you something. There are definitely some corrupt cops in this world, but not all police are corrupt. I'm not going to sit here and say every single one of them is out to get you. I mean, I have family members that are cops. I've experienced good times with police officers. If I had, like, for example, a flat tire one year, I had a cop pull over and actually help me out. So not all of them are corrupt, but just imagine nowadays, this individual, the suspect, had a gun, supposedly. Now, whether that's the truth or not, unless you're there, you're not really going to know, or if there's video evidence to show it, it's basically hearsay, and we all know in court how well hearsay really works. But the point is, we have an African-American cop shooting another African-American, and it's not like they just walked down the street and said, oh, there's a person I would like to kill, pulled the trigger and shot him. Obviously, this person was committing a crime. They told him to put his gun down and ended up ultimately having to defend themselves. Now, I don't justify murder. I mean, it's any kind of death is wrong, obviously, when it comes to things like this, and it's a tragedy that it comes down to this, but the people are not going to make the situation better. All this is going to do is create more divide and conquer, more hatred, more destruction, because, I mean, let me ask you something, ladies and gentlemen, and anybody that might be at this event, did anyone in those trucks do anything to cause the situation? And yet people are pulling products out of trucks, and as you could see, and I'll rewind it a little bit and show a little bit more as they're throwing it into the fire. Let me put the screen share back up. Okay, it's still back on. Okay. Now watch when you see, when they're throwing the boxes in there, you'll notice as they're throwing the boxes, like they're all empty, which means they looted the trucks, stole whatever the merchandise was, and took the empty boxes and threw them in the fire. So they're basically using it as an excuse to steal things. So you see all of these trucks, they had nothing to do with the shooting, and yet these rioters, for whatever cause they're trying to make a stand for, and obviously it's just an excuse to steal, is not going to do anything that's beneficial for a quote-unquote cause. So if they want to say Black Lives Matter, and of course all lives matter, how does stealing property that does not belong to you, creating arson in the middle of the streets, how does that show anything beneficial? How is that going to make your lives better? And this is the problem in the society these days, where people are just quick. And like I said in the video yesterday, and if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend it, because I find it quite coincidental that I talk about race and everything, and how much hatred and how people are so angry. Look at it. Look right here. Any excuse to steal and riot is what the people are doing right now. They're frustrated. And instead of learning what's going on and trying to fix the problem, they just vent their frustration and take it out on fellow Americans, fellow human beings. Those truck drivers had shipments. Those shipments were probably going to stores, which will now never reach the shelves. And a bunch of people took advantage of stealing in the name of somebody. I don't know what the true situation was, because like I said, I wasn't there. I can only go by what were reported. That was committing some kind of crime. Now, just imagine if this was a white police officer that shot this black person. Now people don't focus anymore on the crimes. Like, for example, with Hillary with her emails. They're more concerned about who found the emails than what actually is in the emails. Now people are going to be, oh, well, we don't care if the person committed a crime. He was an African American, and you're not allowed to shoot anyone. You know, it's getting to the point now, it's utter ridiculousness. And these riots are going to cause more arrests, more injuries, more destruction of public property, and can anyone please explain to me how that is beneficial? And this is why people are so easily led down a path. Because all you have to do is create an event, have the media create a media frenzy about it, and you get one person that could start escalating what could be a peaceful protest, and you'll see what happens. And who pays the price? Innocent people that had nothing to do with it. And until people learn a better way, this is my point, proven time and time again, how violence does not work. There are people going to be maced. There are going to be people thrown in jail. There might be people even killed. There are already several cops that have had rocks thrown in their faces, and there are plenty of injuries, people that had nothing to do with the scenario, and instead of us talking like civil human beings, we are going to just steal and destroy things in the name of supposedly defending the honor of a quote-unquote victim. And again, I wasn't there, so I don't know the scenario, but I sincerely doubt the person was going along handing roses to all the people and one cop just decided to blow him away. You know, to every side of the story, there's a little bit of truth. So, you know, if you guys want to research this and look into it, you know, I post the link if you want to see the video I showed. It's only about 1:17, but there's plenty of videos out there. But you'll see, the cops are in riot gear now. It's going to be a media frenzy. They're going to get you distracted yet again, because like I said, right around this time, by the end of September, you're going to see what's going to be, well, us that pay attention are going to see what's going on in China, how they're going to be entering their currency into the special drawing rights, the SDRs. That could definitely affect stocks here. It could definitely affect the currency. Now, potentially, we'll say. And they want you distracted. So I made videos weeks ago saying there's going to be distractions around this time. Is this the only one? I highly doubt it. But this is now going to be the attention of people. And it's like a magic trick. Look over here while we do something over there. So you're not paying attention and you're not focusing. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to pay more attention to what's going on with the currencies. The gold and silver are actually rising fairly decently today, but most people are not going to pay attention to that. They're going to pay attention to this, and as usual, they easily lead people down a path. So like I've always said, you have free will, but if you don't utilize it to your own capacity, in other words, think for yourself, look how easily you're going to be led. So who knows how bad these riots in Charlotte are going to get, but they shouldn't have gotten as far as they have already, because just people are too angry and they don't want to educate themselves and learn what's going on. They want to be distracted and they want to take it out on the wrong people. So congratulations to anybody that's in Charlotte right now who has stolen from trucks and started fires in the middle of the streets. I'm sure those truck drivers are going to be really happy that all their inventory has been stolen from them when they had nothing to do with it. So that's all I'm going to say at this point. I'm not going to talk too much about it because more important things are going on in this world that are going to affect the entire world if they go into the way I've predicted they could possibly. So these things are tragedies, but they're not as bad as people are making them out to be. It's kind of disappointing that it keeps continually going to this. Like they say, if you don't research history, you're doomed to repeat it. And obviously, people don't learn their lessons. That's why we're going to have riots like this in the future as well, because people just want to destroy and steal and then use it as an excuse to say that they're standing up for somebody's rights. It's just disappointing. So I hope you appreciate what I try and do. I try and be a voice of reason, a voice of supposed common sense. Hit the like button if you appreciate this. Please share this. There's going to be plenty of people that are going to try and get views by trying to post the fear. I guarantee you Alex Jones is going to make some huge thing out of this. And again, not focus on what's going on in China, what's not going on, but the fact that we're about to hit the debt ceiling at the end of this month here in the United States of America Corporation. They're just going to focus on the riots and the destruction and all the hatred and say, oh, FEMA's going to come get you and, you're going to be arrested. Keep your eye on the ball, ladies and gentlemen. If you watch my channel, you know there's more that's going on here, and this is just smoke and mirrors distraction. Whether it was staged or whether it was 100% legit, they're trying to get you to keep your eye off the ball, so be smarter than that. So pay attention to what's going on with the precious metals, pay attention to what's going on over in China, and don't get suckered into this. And if you live in North Carolina or anywhere near Charlotte, stay away from this, because nothing good's going to come out of it. So thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget to have your trolls spayed or neutered. Have a wonderful day.